If you need to calculate internal rate of return in Excel on a regular basis, creating a calculator will make it easier. Include all three functions IRR, XIRR, and MIRR in formulas so that you can calculate internal rate of return using each of them. Use columns A and B to input cash flows and dates. Format column as currency. Select column A. Click on Number Format drop-down and select Currency. Format column B as Date. Click on Number Format drop-down and select Short Date. Allocate 3 cells to enter guess, finance rate, and reinvest rate in any other columns other than A and B. For example, E2 for guess, E3 for finance rate, and E4 for reinvest rate. Format them as percentage. Select the cells. On the Home tab, click on Number Format and select percentage. Enter the number of decimal places. Click on OK. Name these cells. Select E2 and in the Home tab, click on Formulas. Click on Define Name. New Name dialog box opens. Enter a name, for example, Guess. Click on OK. In the same way, name E3 as finance rate and E4 as reinvest rate. Create 2 dynamic named ranges, cash flows and dates. You must create a dynamic named range consisting of a single column and a variable number of rows. Create a named range for cash flows in column A. Click on Define Name. New Name dialog box opens. In the name box, type the name for the dynamic range, for example, cash flows. In the Refers to box, enter this offset count formula. First cell, the first item to be included in the named range, for example, $A, $2. Column, an absolute reference to the entire column. To reference the whole column, just type a column letter twice and a colon in between. For example, to reference column A, use $A colon $A. To create a dynamic named range dates in column B, use this formula. Enter cash flows in column A and dates in column B. Enter guess, finance, and reinvest rates. Use the names you have just created as arguments to the internal rate of return formulas. Wrap the formulas in the if-error function to prevent errors. Enter the formulas in any other columns other than A and B. For example, enter the formulas in E6 to E8. Format the cells as percentage. Select the cells. Click on Number Format and select percentage. Enter the number of decimal places. To calculate the internal rate of return using the IRR function, use this formula. Pass the named ranges cash flows and guess as arguments. The formula returns the internal rate of return as a percentage. In this example, 10.62. To calculate the internal rate of return using the XIRR function, use this formula. Pass the named ranges cash flows, dates, and guess as arguments. The function returns the internal rate of return as percentage. To calculate the internal rate of return using the MIRR function, use this formula. Pass the named ranges cash flows as values argument. Pass the named cells finance rate and reinvest rate as next two arguments. The function returns the internal rate of return as percentage. To test the calculator, clear the data in some of the rows. Now the function returns the internal rate of return for the existing values. Add data in some more rows. Now the function returns the internal rate of return for the new values. Change finance rate and reinvest rate. The results changed based on the values you enter. Change the guess to -10%. The XIRR function returns an error, so an empty string is returned. Change the guess to 20%. Internal rate of return is calculated based on the new guess value. To download practice Excel file, please click on the link in the description. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.